Yellows coming off a 6-4 road trip, kicking off Breakout the Red Week here at the Big A. Tonight it's game number 1 of a 3-game set against the Minnesota Twins. Hi, everybody, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on My 13. I'm Victor Rojas along with my partner, Mark Gubicza. Today we get a treat as Ervin Santana gets a chance to throw the baseball against the Minnesota Twins in his first start since coming off the no-hitter last Wednesday against the Cleveland Indians. And it'll be nice not only to see him out on the mound, but obviously to see the Angel fans get a chance to acknowledge that performance last week.
Was he outstanding in Cleveland, backing it up from what he was in Baltimore, too. He only gave up 3 hits in 7 2/3. That last time out, Cleveland, right from the get-go, you just sensed something special about his stuff he had. A fastball that was rushing 94, 95, 96 miles an hour, unhittable slider, and, of course, the defense. Howie made a great play up the middle there, and, of course, the last out of the ballgame. His stuff was that good. 10 punch-outs during the course of that no-hitter. Absolute great stuff. Look for him to get that tempo going once again against this Minnesota club, because they will swing at pitches out of the strike zone, expand the zone, finish him off with that slider.
It was a fantastic way to finally pick up his first career victory against the Cleveland Indians. He did it in grand fashion. Tonight he'll be opposed by the left-hander Brian Dunsing as we get ready for baseball here at the Big A. So sit back and relax. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Really Big Chicken Sandwich combo is back. 2 chicken patties, bacon, and melting cheese, served with a 20-ounce drink and small seasoned curly fries for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. Well, there's no question it is a warm and muggy night here at the Big A, unseasonably warm. And you know what? The Halos are used to it because they just went through Baltimore, Cleveland, and Detroit with some unbelievable weather. You see the Angels have taken the field, just ready for this first game against the Minnesota Twins. We'll take a look at Ron Gardenhire's lineup. The Twins are in fourth in the American League Central, 7 games back. Denard Span back off the disabled list with the concussion symptoms. He's leading things off, playing center. Trevor Plouffe is at second base. Joe Mauer's doing the catching. Michael Kadire, the cleanup hitter at first base. Jason Kubel in right field. Jim Thome is a designated hitter. Danny Valencia over at third base. Delman Young is in left field. And Tsuyoshi Nishioka, just for you, Gooby.
Oh, thank you.
Will be batting ninth and playing shortstop. Taking on Ervin Santana. We just raved about him in the open, coming off a terrific start. Actually, 2 terrific starts against 2 teams in which he hadn't fared that well, the Orioles and the Indians.
And that's the bottom line. You mentioned that game against Baltimore. Going into that game, he had an ERA over 8 in his career, 7 2/3, only 3 hits allowed, 1 run. Then, of course, backed it up with his first career no-hitter, first career win against Cleveland, going 9 innings, no hits allowed, 10 punch-outs, and only 1 walk in that superb effort for Ervin Santana.
Let's take a look at the Fiat defense for the Angels. Vernon Wells in left, Peter Borges in center, Torrey Hunter is in right. Meiser Sturis and Eric Ibar will guard the left side of the infield. Howie Kendrick and Mark Trumbo on the right. And the guy who caught the no-hitter last Wednesday at Progressive Field in Cleveland, Bob Wilson, is behind the plate.
And Howie Kendrick, who made that great play up the middle to preserve the no-hitter for Ervin Santana, has been outstanding at that second base position. His 2 errors this season. Of course, he has turned 37 double plays. So not only a good fielding position, but turning that 2.
Denard Span steps in to lead things off here. The Twins with a 50-58 record in the American League Central. As I mentioned, 7 back of the Tigers. The first fastball is a little bit high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Span spent time on the disabled list between June 9th and yesterday with a concussion symptoms that he had caused by a little collision. Really didn't seem like a whole lot with Brian Pena, the catcher of the Kansas City Royals. But obviously those things tend to kind of get bigger and bigger as time progresses, and obviously he had some dizziness, some tough spells. Finally decided to put him on the disabled list, and now he is back. He is their leadoff man. He's got a 3-0 count. It's just drawn a 4-pitch walk to start this game.
That's the one thing for Ervin, too, is with Span and his speed. 18 stolen bases on the season. Ervin, that's one part of his game he's still trying to refine. He's allowed 20 stolen bases in 21 attempts. So Span is certainly a threat right away.
Twins don't run a whole lot. They are 10th in the American League, but as you pointed out, the number of steals that Span has had this year. Plouffe will take a fastball for a strike. It is 0-1. Product of Crespi High School. First round pick at 2004. Hitting .202. 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Getting to start at second base. Quick throw over there. Span is back. The Twins have been decimated really with injuries throughout the year, at least the first half of the season. They played much better under Ron Gardenhire. In the month of June, they went 17-9. In July, 16-13. That one is a little bit high. Looked like Santana lost his footing or something as that ball sailed way over the head of Plouffe, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
It looked like he tried to force the issue on this pitch, Ervin. Hit the heel and then, of course, dragged his back foot as he tried to throw the changeup there early in the game to establish that pitch.
Span seemed to be leaning a little bit. Nice play by Trumbo. Time is called. Ervin Santana with a 4-pitch walk to Denard Span to start this game. The Angels here at the Big A. 28-23 as Span takes off. The throw down is not a time, but stolen base.
Well, he had a good jump. Bobby Wilson really didn't have much of an opportunity to throw him out. Picked the right pitch. Ervin not real fast to the plate. Plus a pitch that ran inside, a difficult pitch, a catch and throw for Bobby Wilson. But again, it all came down to a good jump. And Span steals stolen base number 19 on the season.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mike Scioscia was suspended by Major League Baseball today for 1 game. Jared Weaver for 6. Mike deciding to take this game off. Rod Pichlow, the bench coach, taking over the duties here. Swing and a miss by Plouffe, and down he goes on the breaking pitch. There's out number 1.
When that's that devastating pitch that Irvin has, the slider. Stayed on top of this pitch very well. And the big thing you got to remember for Irvin coming back from that tremendous start last time, at which he threw a no-hitter, is trying to get himself under control. Span walks on 4 pitches, a couple pitches against Plouffe that he overthrew also. He's trying to take a deep breath and gather his thoughts and get back to the Irvin Santana we've seen in that whole month of July.
There's Joe Mauer, the catcher, looks at a fastball for a strike. Well located. Mauer hitting .296 for the home run, 19 runs batted. It's been a list at the start of the year between April 14th and June 16th with bilateral leg weakness. They've had him playing a couple of games over at first base while he looks pretty good over there. And why wouldn't he? He's obviously a tall, athletic catcher. Moves rather nicely behind the plate. You figure that would translate well over to first base. They think that Joe is still going to be the catcher of the future. Perhaps down the road, then you could approach that subject.
Well, he doesn't like that subject being asked of him. He wants to catch. He wants to be the everyday catcher.
One pitch. It's a strike. 1-2. Mauer's had great numbers against Santana in his career. 11 for 19 against the right-hander. 4 doubles and a home run.
And regardless of what he has done so far this year, missed a lot of time. He's the one guy in the lineup here you're going to be careful with the entire game. Make him swing at your pitch.
1-2, rolls over this one to Trumbo. He waves off Santana. 2 outs. Span advances to third. So here comes Michael Cuddyer with a man at third base and 2 outs. The Twins right now in the midst of a 10-game road trip, which they are 3-4 thus far, splitting a series against the Texas Rangers, and then she's coming off a series against the Oakland Athletics. The Halos on this homestand have the Twins for 3 and the Mariners for 3. Cuddyer takes the breaking pitch in the dirt. Michael Cuddyer hitting .298 with 16 home runs and 55 runs batted in. His name was brought up quite a bit at the trade deadline, but the Twins, because of their resurgence in June and July, decided to keep Michael. He's a guy that obviously is an outfielder, can play, has played third base, second base. We saw him at second base at Target Field when the Angels were up there. And he started first tonight as he fouls this one off to the right. It's 1-2.
Well, he can do a lot of things for you. He can play a number of positions. He can hit for power. He can steal bases. Above average arm strength wherever you put him, whether it's the outfield or the infield.
One-two, rolled foul. This one ricocheting with pinballing into the Angels dugout. Irvin trying to finish off this first inning, which started with a 4-pitch walk to Span. He stole second. It stands at third after the ground down by Joe Mauer. Another 1-2. Fastball got him looking on the inside corner. Down goes Cuddyer. And the Twins leave a man at third base. We get to the bottom of the first. It's Sturris, Abreu, and Hunter against Brian Duensing with no score. And we'll take a look at Rob Pizzamo's lineup tonight.
Yes.
I'm sure Mike Scioscia had everything to do with this one. Meister Sturz will lead things off. He's at third base. Bobby Abreu, the DH. Torrey Hunter is in right field. Vernon Wells, the cleanup hitter in left. Howie Kendrick at second base. Mark Trumbo at first. Eric Ibar playing shortstop. He'll bat seventh. Peter Borges is in center, batting eighth. Bobby Wilson will bat ninth and do the catching against a 27-year-old Nebraska native by the name of Brian Dunsing.
And Brian Dunsing has a pretty good fastball, 88 to 91 range, curveball, slider, changeup. His out pitch, his slider, very good when tight, especially down and in to right-handed batters.
Meister Sturz had a very good road trip, 10 for 29. He had a 6-game hitting streak. He's the guy that broke up Verlander's no-hitter on Sunday afternoon. Ahead of the count of 2 balls and no strikes, and Dunsing delivers a strike, 2-1. Meister overall hitting .275, 5 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Down and away. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Three-one pitch. There's a strike, full count. Dunsing doesn't waste a whole lot of time as the 3-2 is lifted foul and out of play. The count has gone full. Second start of his career against the Angels for Dunsing. 1-0 to 2.03 ERA, 5 games, 1 start. As the Sturz lifts a fly ball to center. Span moving over. He'll put it away for the first down. We'll take a look at the Twins defensively. Young in left, Span at center. Kubel is in right. In the infield, you have Valencia, Nishioka, Plouffe, and Kadire around from third to first, and Bauer behind the dish.
And Span out in center field. The guy not a real strong arm as far as throwing it, but he covers a ton of ground. And when he's back in the defense, which he is tonight, makes that defense in the outfield that much better for the Twins. A club that when you look at them, they mirror the Angels as far as their defense and the way they prevent runs.
Bobby Abreu steps in, the DH, hitting .264 with 4 home runs and 41 runs batted in. Bobby takes the fastball inside. Dunsing has been very good against left-handed hitters this year, just a .220 average against. Righties, however, touching him to a .302 batting average. Way outside, 2 balls and no strikes, 10 home runs too, given up to right-handed batters, 1 to a lefty. Two balls and a strike.
Well, that's a pitch you would almost like to see Bobby Abreu jump on. A fastball 2-0 right down the middle of the plate. Very good eye at the plate, but also when you get it on a fastball count, if a pitcher makes a mistake, look to drive it.
Breaking pitch, fouled off to the left. The count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Alfonso Marquez calling the balls and strikes this evening. Ed Hickox is over at first base. Ed Rapuano at second base, and Brian Onora is at third.
Haven't seen these guys a lot.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Good crew here.
2-2 pitch on its way, and the Braves strikes out swinging for round number 2. First punch out for Dunsing. That'll bring up Torrey Hunter.
One thing about Minnesota Twins pitchers against Torrey, they pitch a lot of fastballs away on them. Obviously playing a number of years for Minnesota. Whenever they try to come inside it, that's when they've made mistakes, and Torrey's hit the ball well against it. But they try to stay away, whether it's a breaking pitch or fastball away. Inside for show.
1 ball, no strikes. Torrey hitting .232 on the year, 13 home runs, 51 runs batted in. Still trying to get going after the All-Star break. He's been struggling since then. That one caught the outside corner, evens the count. Torrey hitting just .141 since the break.
He had .205 on his last road trip. It's 8 for 39.
He's behind at the count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. Torre in the 3 spot in the order. With Abreu moving up to the 2 hole. Going off speed away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Halos at 9 games over 500 at 59 and 50 at the start of the day. 2 back of the Texas Rangers. As Torre takes a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Similar type of argument that Kadir had that ended the top of the first. One of the books here at the Big A, we have no score. The score, and it is our pleasure to welcome in the multifaceted, multi-talented, extremely good-looking, the Roger Lodge.
I got to tell you guys, I work with Frank Buckley and Mark Kriske on that KTLA morning show, and that's a thrill. But to be in this booth right now, are you kidding me? I have not been this excited to be at the Big A since Denny Doyle doubled home Mickey Rivers in the 15th inning back in the early 70s, and I was sitting in the top deck. It's great to be here,
How
man.
much did Dennis Cool and John Carpino pay you to say that?
Are you kidding me?
Come on.
I was sitting in the top deck that night. Nolan Ryan threw 246 pitches, fastball high, 1-0. Nolan Ryan threw 246 pitches that night.
So the pitch count didn't matter then.
And Louis Tiant went all 15 innings for the Red Sox. How beautiful was that night? Oh, that's a base hit to right field for Kubel.
Leadoff man is on board, so no hitter.
So much for the Johnny Vandermeer.
Way to jinx
I
it,
think
buddy.
I jinxed
Way
the
to
whole
go,
thing.
man.
Oh, great. Now every Halo honk everywhere hates Mike Gutz now.
Roger,
that's going to be blamed on me.
I'm blaming
well
you.
it should.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't mention a thing.
No, you're right. You didn't. But
That's
your
too
mere
bad.
presence caused the disruption in the atmosphere.
Hey, are you ready for Thursday? The Angels Cook-Off, the cooking challenge.
I'm ready. I have
This
no
is gonna
idea
be
what I'm
big.
doing, but I just know I just follow your lead.
Are you kidding me? I'm showing up and going to carry your bag that day. It's going to be great.
Is that right?
The Angels Cooking Challenge. Back to the action, Victor.
That's all right. You could go ahead, Doc. Just the future Hall of Famer Jim Thome at the plate.
What's he sitting on? 597?
597, yeah.
It's not bad.
No. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think so.
All right, so
You don't think so?
I don't think Tome's a Hall of Famer. Why? Because I don't think Jim Tome's a Hall of Famer. It's not like you asked me about Torrey Hunter. That's a breaking ball down low.
So do you think Torrey's a Hall of Famer? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not trying to say that.
Oh, okay.
Torrey could use a hit. He's in a bit of a slump. But hey, let's get back to the cooking
Yeah,
challenge.
let's go back
all
to the
right?
cooking challenge. Who's
Think about this.
participating in
Come
that
on
cooking
out
challenge?
and watch your favorite Halos cook for charity. All right, I'll tell you more about it after this pitch from Irvin Santana.
Have a call a double play right now. This go out on a limb and say he's
Tell
going
you
to hit a
something right
ground
now,
ball for a
boys.
double
This
play.
next pitch to Ibar, he'll go to the bag, and on the Trumbo for a double play. It's going to happen right now.
Hey,
Cooking challenge
Google and I are just
Thursday.
going to sit back a little bit now. You
Okay.
go ahead. Just take over.
All right. What's the count? 1-2 to Tome, sitting on 597. Here's the pitch. Hit down to first. Trumbo up with it. He'll go to Ibar for one. And just like Roger Lodge ordered, a double play for the Halos. Oh, doctor. Oh, sorry. Jerry Coleman's got that one. Oops. Oh, my. Oh, sorry. Taken. But listen, Thursday, the cooking challenge.
What time is that at? 10?
Okay, 10 a.m. You show up, you'll probably be there, what, about 10:30?
Shorts, flip-flops, that's what I'm wearing.
Whatever you want to wear. But think about it. Last year, Angels pitching coach Mike Butcher won amid controversy.
Absolutely.
Okay? The guy shows up at the cooking challenge, and he brings his sister-in-law, who's a professional chef. That's like bringing Rick Barry to a free throw shooting contest. It's a lock, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So last year, he beat Kevin Fransden, Joe Saunders, and Brandon Wood. What do those three guys have in common?
They're not
no
here.
longer here
No
to
longer
cook.
with the team. This cooking challenge is like doing a Bond movie. It's the kiss of death. That's a base hit to left. A 2-out knock there. And for Danny Valencia, who, by the way, before he stepped in, was hitting .242. Did you know that, Victor Rojas?
I did know that, big guy.
So anyway, everyone needs to go to am830.net, buy your tickets, show up. The second annual cooking challenge at the ESPN Zone in downtown Disney. It's all brought to you by the ESPN Zone, AM830, and the Angels Baseball Foundation,
Who else is going to be there?
Yeah, who else
Okay,
gonna be there?
listen up.
Yes.
I was getting to that, handsome.
Well,
Stick with me here.
I'm nervous here. It
All
might
right.
be a quick ground ball out. You might not be able to get it in.
Shall I call it right now?
Yes.
All right, Delman Young going to ground out to Eric Ibar right now.
All right, so who's gonna
Santana
be there?
goes over and moves Valencia back to first. Okay, here's the lineup.
All right.
Rich Thompson,
Oh, the Aussie.
Joel Pinheiro.
Oh, the Puerto
You
Rican.
know he's going to come up with something spicy.
Absolutely.
And then they're going Trumbo and Peter Borges for the second annual cooking challenge.
Little
There's a fly ball to left.
California-Arizona mix, huh?
So there you go.
You got the
But real
Ibar
quick,
thing right.
But real quick, before I get out of here,
Yeah.
guys, I just want to tell you real quick, I brought this hat for Corporal David Miller, U.S. Marine Corps. He wants you to sell. He wants
Done.
you to sign it.
Done.
Can you do it?
That's the skater hat
All
that's
right.
being given away this week.
That's
I'll
right.
break
For
out the
Thursday night,
right
he
week.
can't be here. All he wants is for you to sign it.
You got it. We head to the bottom of the second with no score.
I did not jinx the no-hitter.
Bottom of the second with no score. Vernon Wells, Howie Kendrick, Mark Trumbo here against Brian Dunsing. Left-hander had 2 strikeouts in the first. The first pitch fastball is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Our thanks, as always, to Roger Lodge, the host of the Sports Lodge on AM 830. That guy's got energy to boot.
No question.
Vernon Wells.
He's pretty pumped up about that cook-off.
He's looking at me like I'm supposed to be driving that bus. No, you kidding me?
No, just kick back.
You see on a daily basis what I do here.
Yes, just kick back with your flip-flops on, and it's
I am
never
going to kick back. Roger's over on the radio side right now with Terry Smith. There's Roger in the middle, Jose Mota, and producer engineer Darren Chan. You can never
he's the
miss
best.
out on DC up there.
He's the best.
Howie Kendrick at the plate. The fastball is in for a strike. Good to see Vernon pick up that leadoff base hit. He's been struggling of late. 4 for his last 30 now with that knock.
Well, Dunsing, again, you mentioned it earlier, has a tough time against right-handed batters. Lefties been very effective. Righties, not that case. Went over 300 for the season, including 10 home runs against right-handed batters. Missing location inside with the fastball. Not overpowering. Up in the zone, he can rush it in 92, 93, but settles generally around 88 to 91 range.
No balls, 2 strikes on Howie Kendrick. Takes a fastball just inside. That's kind of how he set up Torrey Hunter to end the first inning with a strikeout on the fastball. It looks like Alfonso Marquez will be calling that pitch in on right-handers today. You saw it on Cuddyer in the top of the first. One, two. Well, chopper right back to the left-hander. Fires over to short. Nishioka was late getting there. He thought it was going to be the second baseman, Trevor Plouffe, covering that bag.
More the communication again. The pitcher turns around and points to whether the second baseman or shortstop to determine who is going to be in position to be there for that throw from Dunsing.
And you can see the frustration clearly on Brian Dunsing's face after that.
I mean, he did exactly what you're supposed to do as a pitcher. You throw at the base and wait for somebody to be there in position.
And that is a tailor-made double play if there ever was one. And that miscommunication there, allowing the Angels to get a man on with 1 out. Mark Trumbo at the plate. Now we're reaching on that fielder's choice. Breaking pitch. Gets Trumbo to swing over the top of it. It's no balls and a strike.
Well, so often they can go back and haunt you as a pitcher because you give an extra out away potentially in an inning, because that would have been a double play ball.
One ball, 1 strike. Trumbo hitting .255, 19 home runs and 55 runs batted in. 20 doubles, 1 triple. 11 runs batted in on that 10-game road trip. Howie with a pretty short lead over at first base. Dunsing will check in on him. The Angels with 97 stolen bases, tied for 4th in that category in the American League.
Dunsing with 1 pickoff this year. He's allowed 5 stolen bases in 9 attempts. But with Mauer behind the plate, no stolen bases against him. 3 base stealers have been caught trying to steal.
One pitch. Mark lifts a fly ball out toward right center field. This one chasing Kubel back. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Howie heads back to first base. So there are 2 outs and a man on. And a scoreless tie here at the bottom of the second. And Eric Aybar coming to the plate. Aybar hitting .283 with 7 home runs, 43 runs batted in. The subject of, well, a number of unwritten baseball rules and etiquette, whatever you want to call it, in Sunday's game as he dropped the bunt leading off the 8th inning. It led to the error by Justin Verlander. The Halos getting into that game, scoring twice. We'll talk more about Eric in Sunday's game a little bit later on as he grounds out to end the bottom of the second. 2 in the books. We have no score. third. 9-1-2 for Minnesota here against Irvin Santana. Tsuyoshi Nishioka leading things off. The switch hitter in his first season in the big leagues. Takes the fastball a little bit high. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Nishioka signing a 3-year deal in the offseason. Pulls this one to Trumbo, and there's the first out. He's been stuck with it at 206. He lines out for the first down here in the third. We were just talking about Erick Aybar when he was at the plate. When we go back to Sunday's game, the no-hitter intact, but you got to remember too, as he drops this bunt here, number one, it's a 3-0 game, so you still have an opportunity. With Texas losing that afternoon, anyways, to point out too, it's a game of importance. But this is also on the heels of what Carlos Guillen had finished doing in the bottom of the 7th inning, and that was pimping that home run. It led to the ejection of Jared Weaver, the subsequent ejection, and that's why Eric's taken a lot of heat about the unwritten rule of bunting late in the game of a no-hitter.
And I've said it a number of times. I think if that wasn't done by Carlos Guillen at the bottom of the 7th inning, that may not have occurred for Erick Aybar. Again, it's still a close ball game at that particular point. But for me as a teammate, he showed me a lot doing that. Forcing the issue, putting down a bunt, going against the normal so-called baseball etiquette by putting down that bunt. But the bottom line is he's picking up his teammate Jared Weaver and the organization and the Angel team. My opinion.
And I agree with you. I think we talked about it at that point. It may have been just a residual effect of the Guillen situation. Span lines out to third. There are 2 outs. It all started with the home run by Maglio Ordonez. Whether or not he was actually pimping this or watching whether or not it was fair or foul is a moot point, because the next at bat, he flies out. Jared has some words with him. Maglio has some words with him. It seemed to be over up until this point, and that's what kind of started things for Jared. And I think the conversation with Hunter Wendelstedt didn't help things. And I say that, I understand that umpires are there to try to keep the peace and so on and so forth. But obviously Hunter Wendelstedt felt compelled enough to go out and talk to Jared based on what Carlos Guillen had just finished doing. Right or wrong, however you want to look at it, whether you're a Tiger fan, Angel fan, or just a baseball fan. But I don't think that conversation with Hunter Wendelstedt helped matters.
No, it didn't.
In that, I think it may have actually sparked that inner beast, if you will, in Jared Weaver, and probably took it a step further than it needed to go. I think Jared was going to take care of business, probably was going to be done soon, and I think he would have been fine. There wouldn't have been any ejections, and you move on. But as it is, he's serving a 6-game, or not serving a 6-game suspension, was handed a 6-game suspension, and he's appealing. As Irvin plunks Trevor Plouffe here with 2 outs, putting a man on.
Yeah, getting back to that thing there with Jared going to get a 6-game suspension. He has appealed it, and he will be in his regular spot on Friday. Mike Scioscia did not appeal. You can't appeal that anyhow. It's an automatic suspension for the manager. But Jared appealed it. He wants to be able to state his case. For me, how doesn't Carlos Guillen get a suspension also for that?
Agreed.
Because he incited the whole thing. And it looked like, from where we were looking at it, looked like Hunter Wendelstedt was going to throw him out of the game. He was pointing to the bench to him.
Yep.
That might have diffused everything at that point. And did you do anything wrong necessarily? No, because of what he did after the home run, it incited what happened afterwards.
Carlos Guillen's response was that he was sticking up for his teammate Maglio Ordonez, who probably handled it himself as he was running back across the diamond.
It seemed like a done deal.
Yeah, he took care of Maglio Ordonez, but then he set up Alex Avila, the next batter, for the situation that happened. A pitch that ended up sailing over his head and the subsequent ejection.
And you could make an argument that he may have cost Verlander the no-hitter, because there was a delay, significant delay, after the ejection from Jared before Takahashi threw his first pitch. Slowed it down. It was about a 15-20 minute delay.
Mauer takes a strike, and it's 2-1. Well, the Tigers and the Angels do not meet at all this year in the regular season. Hopefully it's done. It's water under the bridge. Somehow I don't think it's going to be, but you hope that that's the case. There's no carryover effect with Verlander purposely yelling out to Aybar and motioning that he's going to take care of business the next time that the two teams meet.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you get him out of the game early if you're Eric Ibar.
That's
to
right.
get hit. It's not a bad thing to have happen, as good as Verlander is. And he's very competitive. What it came down to is two extremely competitive pitchers on the hill, all the hype before the game, and they both pitched very well in a big game for both clubs. Both teams are trying to get their team in position to make the postseason.
A 3-1 count here on Joe Mauer after Trevor Plouffe was hit by a pitch, 2 outs. Irvin with a couple of strikeouts and a walk. 2 hits allowed, both coming into second. Mauer lifts one in the air toward left center field. Not hit very well as Peter Bourjos moves over. He'll make the catch. That will end the inning. We head to the bottom of the third here at the Big A with no score. It's a nice outing by both guys so far, limiting whatever damage there has been. And there hasn't been a whole lot. The Angels had 1 hit. That was Vernon Wells leading off the second. The Twins with a couple of hits, both in the second inning. The one chance that Minnesota had was in the first after Denard Span drew a 4-pitch walk to start the game. Stole second, ended up at third base, and Kadire ended up striking out, leaving Span over at third. Halos here in the third, setting up Bourjos, Wilson, and Asturias against the left-hander. Peter takes the breaking pitch for a strike. Bourjos hitting .263 with 3 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Another breaking pitch, this one missing outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Peter went 4 for 25 on the road trip. First action since coming off the disabled list. Pulls this one down the line. That's a fair ball. Delman Young over to try to cut it off. It's going to be a double easily for Peter Bourjos, his 18th of the year.
Well, he's starting to get that swing back. We saw it towards the end of the road trip. Started back struggling, getting his timing going, but lately he's starting to hit the ball hard, right down the line. A slider that didn't quite get down and in, stay flat on the inner half, and Bourjos is able to turn on it down the third base line, easily cruise it in for a double, leadoff double. Well, like you see Bobby Wilson up here to square around to bunt to advance Peter Bourjos to third.
Bobby dropping a bunt on the first base side. The plays to first. They get the out. The sacrifice works as Bourjos advances to third. It'll be up to Meiser Asturias. Twins are going to play their infield in here with one out. Man at third base. Meiser to fly ball to center field in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Takes a fastball in at the knees. One ball, one strike.
I think when you look at for Minnesota right here, you're seeing Ervin Santana on the hill going against you. You can't afford to give up a run. So you're going to take that chance early in the game and bring the infield in here.
That one missing just down. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Pretty good location, too, if you're Dunson. You like that pitch right there against a right-handed batter. The infield in, hoping you get a ground ball to third. But it just missed below the knees. The 2-1 pitch. Lays off the outside pitch. 3-1. Bobby Abreu on deck as the 3-1 catches the corner. And a full count.
Boy, Dunsing not giving in, too, even with Bobby on deck. A backdoor slider, 3-1 count.
You gotta like what you've seen so far from the left-hander. We pointed out earlier, making his second career start against the Angels. 3-2, and that is ball 4. So he walks him. And Abreu will come up with the runners at first and third and 1 out.
Well, generally, Bobby is pretty patient at the plate. He's had great numbers in his career against Minnesota, 356, including 26 RBI. But these are the times where he's a little bit more aggressive, especially with a lefty on the hill. He may, if he gets a fastball, you might see him be more aggressive early in the count and try to hit the ball in the air.
Bray lays off the breaking pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Bobby struck out swinging in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. The 2 strikeouts that Dunsing has picked up, both coming in the first, of Abreu and Hunter. The walk to Asturias here in the third. The only one the left-hander has issued. And Dunsing has the capability of racking up strikeouts. Bobby pulls this one to the right side. Slow dribble is going to be tough to turn 2. The Angels will score and take a 1-0 lead. Abreu with his 42nd run batted in, and it started with Peter Borges in that leadoff double.
The manufactured run, the old way the Angels always have done. Double, get him over on a bunt, get him home on a ground ball, just putting the ball in play. Not hit particularly hard for Bobby, more aggressive in this at bat against Dunsing. Gets a fastball out in front enough, but hits the ball just far enough away where Plouffe is not able to make that double play turn over to shortstop.
And credit Plouffe, too, with the presence of mind, still going to his left to pick up the lead runner and force out Asturias for the second out as Torrey takes that pitch down low. A lot of times you see a second baseman moving to his left. He'll just take the real easy out at first base, putting a man in scoring position.
Again, it comes back to your opponent on the hill, Ervin Santana. You don't want to take that chance. Put a guy in scoring position to basically give the Angels a 2-0 lead.
Quick throw to first. Bobby's back easily. Torres, we pointed out, struck out looking to end the first inning. So he's 0 for 1. Torrey chopping this one to short. Nishioka has it. Go the short way. They force out Abreu. That will end the inning. But the Angels strike first. They get a run on a hit. Leave a man on. Through 3. The Halos lead it 1-0.
TV with HD for as low as $33.33 a month. Call 1-855-TWC-HD-TV.
Angels on top 1-0 as we start the top of the fourth. Beautiful night for baseball here. Nice way to start off. Break out the Red Week. First pitch swinging. Here's Michael Cuddyer hooking one to left field. That one's off the wall. Cuddyer on his way to second. And he responds with a leadoff double of his own to start this fourth inning. His 20th of the year. So man in scoring position for Minnesota. Jason Kubel coming to the plate. You see the Tigers defeating the Texas Rangers 6-5. As a matter of fact, Texas tied it in the 8th. 3-run home run, but Brennan Bosch, a solo home run off newly acquired Mike Adams.
Welcome to the American League.
Yeah. Brennan Bosch got him, and Jose Valverde saved it in the 9th. But the Angels with an opportunity to pick up a game in the West.
Yeah, I know Mike Scioscia doesn't look at the scoreboard, but we can.
Yeah. No, I guarantee you we will. Trumbo comes in and fields that one near the bag. It's the out recorded at first base off the bat of Kubel. That Cuddyer advances to third. Fans, tomorrow the Halos host the Twins once again in Game 2 of the set. It's a 7:05 start. Fans will receive an Angels scratcher and have a chance to win party suites, autographed Angels memorabilia, or 40% off team store merchandise. Purchase your tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or by logging on to angels.com. One out of men at third. The infield is back. At least the middle infielders are back. Stir is cheating in a little bit at third base. Trumbo just about even with the bag at first. Jim Thome at the plate. He takes the breaking ball down low. And with all due respect to Roger Lodge, Jim Thome, a future Hall of Famer. 597 career home runs, 8th all time.
And for people to make that argument, he's done a lot of that as a DH. Don't remember the fact is he played a lot of third base and first base.
Ground out here will tie this game up as Thome just picked up his 29th run batted in, his 1,653rd career RBI.
A lot of home runs, a lot of RBI. One of the most dangerous hitters the game has ever seen.
He just surpassed Tony Perez in the RBI category.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Yeah, I never understood the argument with Jim Thome. And if you argue the fact that he put up most of his numbers as a DH, then you're not looking at the guy's career. He originally came up as a third baseman with Cleveland, played a boatload and put up a boatload of numbers as a first baseman, and then transitioned over to the DH role.
A lot of home runs in playing first base in the National League for the Philadelphia Phillies also. So a guy that played a position, if people are going to make that argument. The DH is also a position.
And Valencia goes down swinging, but Jim Thome ties this game up with an RBI ground out as we head to the bottom of the fourth. We're knotted at 1. Ludacris will continue the post-game summer concert series presented by SRS Labs in association with Budweiser. Fans will also receive 5 free music downloads and the chance to win an Android phone. Purchase your tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com/concert. The woohooing you hear is Norm Peters, the world-famous statistician, who's kind enough to sit just over our left shoulders. And it's kind of creepy, to be perfectly honest with you. But he is a nice guy, so we keep him around. Tied at 1 as we start the bottom of the 4th. Vernon Wells to lead things off. He's 1 for 1. Had a base hit his first time up. And it was erased on the fielder's choice.
He's still smiling up
Yes,
there.
he is. There's the splits for Vernon this year. .286 average against left-handed pitching. He's ahead of the count at 2 balls and no strikes. (3-0) now. Dunsing, a 3rd-round pick in 2005 from the University of Nebraska. Home now to head coach Darren Erstad. 3-0 pitch. 3-1.
He's going to do a good job there at Nebraska. I mean, the way he played the game, it's going to translate into what his players are going to do in front of him.
Outside, it's a leadoff walk, second issued by the left-hander. Leadoff man is on board for the 3rd straight inning. Brings up Howie Kendrick. Dunsing, by the way, coming off a win against Texas down in Arlington, limiting the Rangers to a run on 7 hits and 6 2/3. He struck out 6 in that game and walked 1. Howie takes the breaking ball for a strike.
Be surprised you see a hit and run here for Howie. He handles the bat so well against the Minnesota Twins. .384 career batter against them. Vernon Wells has been running pretty well. Very difficult to straight steal against Dunsing, so hit and run's a better chance to move runners.
Howie fouls this one off to the right. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Trying to give you the full effect here in the world famous and patented Tri-Box. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Howie rolled into that fielder's choice into second. That was that double play ball. At least we all assumed it was going to be a double play ball. That miscommunication between Nishioka and Plouffe behind second base. So Howie 0 for 1. This one fouled back. Good fastball from Dunsing.
Well, the Minnesota Twins outfielder is playing really deep, and Delman Young, a little different approach in left field, the way he turns his body as the pitch is going to be made. Put himself in position to make a play in the outfield or cut off a would-be gapper to left center field.
Another 1-2. This little dribbler up the third base line, but foul. And so the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 3 left on for the Twins. A run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on for the Angels. Halos taking a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd. The Twins answering right back at the top of the 4th. Little looper down the right field line. This one's going to get down. It's a fair ball. Kubel plays it nicely, gets the baseball back in. Vernon advances to 3rd. It's a double for Howie Kendrick, his 25th of the year. And the Angels have runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out to start this 4th inning, and Mark Trumbo coming up.
You got Kubel playing deep in right field. Inside-out approach for Howie Kendrick. That ball flares in. Right field just inside the chalk. Results in a double. The 25th double of the season for Howie Kendrick. He continues to swing the bat well against the Minnesota Twins.
Well, unlike the 3rd inning, the Twins playing their infield back. The only exception being Michael Kadire at first base as Trumbo settles in the batter's box. He's 0 for 1 with a fly ball to right. That came in the second. Takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. If we take a look at our Time Warner leaderboard as far as rookie leaders in home runs. Mark Trumbo with 19, J.P. Arencibia 17, Danny Espinosa with 17. That's a sneaky 17 for Arencibia.
Well, out of nowhere, he's put together a pretty solid season.
Yeah. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Trumbo reaches for that one off the plate. And is in the hole here. No balls, 2 strikes. Another good crowd here, kicking off this 6-game homestand. 3 against the Twins, 3 against the Mariners over the weekend. And the Angels go back out on the road for 6. We'll see Arencibia next weekend up in Toronto. 0-2 on its way. Trumbo loops this one foul. It's out of play.
A couple road trips up to Toronto before the season ends. Yeah, if you're Mark Trumbo here, the worst case scenario, you hit a ground ball to second base. You'll advance howling your score. Vernon Wells from third, because they're playing the infield back, middle part of the infield. You're going to get that run across.
Another 0-2. Trumbo drives one out to straightaway center field. Forget about this one. Gone! 3-run Jimmy Jack. And the Angels are on top 4-1.
Something else to that scoreboard for the Major League Baseball Rookie of the Year candidates as far as home run totals. Trumbo gets a fastball. They try to go upstairs. That's why I've been looking at the scouting report on Trumbo. When you go fastball upstairs, it better be way upstairs, because he can crush that ball like he did to center field. I mean, that's gigantic to center field.
Pardon the language, but that is stupid deep to center field.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen a ball hit that far up. We've seen it displayed from time to time on a road trips, especially during batting practice. We've had fun with it, but that is absolutely ridiculous. And you remember back at Target Field, he hit one into the second deck in left center field, and that was a monster shot. That thing looked like it came out of a cannon. Ibar fouls it back, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That is so far.
Yep.
I'll give Denard's fan some credit. He gave that courtesy step for his pitcher.
2 steps.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to cover that one.
And you saw Mauer behind the plate trying to show that fastball up, and we've seen it from time to time. That has been apparently the scouting report, is trying to sneak a fastball up on him, but he likes that pitch up there. He likes to tomahawk that pitch. Ibar lifting this one to the right side. Trevor Plouffe is going out. Kubal's coming in. Kubal will make the catch. They're down number 1.
Yeah, he does like the fastball up, but he will chase above the shoulders. That's the one ball he will not connect on. But if it's at the letters, it'll be hit hard. I mean, just looking from this distance, that ball is absolutely crushed.
I think he squared it up. Here's Peter Borges, who had a leadoff double to start the second. Came around to score the Angels' first run.
Don't you love when hitters are asked that question? They said, "Did you hit the ball well?" Yeah, I think I did okay with it.
This one down a right field line. Kubal giving chase, coming on, makes the diving catch. And thankfully for the Twins that he makes that catch. Nice play by Kubal in right field. Otherwise,
that would have been fun.
Yeah.
That had a chance to be in another home run too, but this is an inside the park variety.
And again, we've seen a couple of those pitches flare down the right field line. That tells you how good Dunsing has been in keeping that pitch in off the plate against right-handed hitters. He just made one mistake to Mark Trumbo with 2 strikes in the 4th.
And Kubal did a nice job of covering some ground. Not necessarily known as a great defender,
Bobby shooting this one up the alley and all the way to the wall. Wilson on his way to second. It's a 2-out double as Bobby picks up his 4th double of the season. Trumbull, by the way, with that home run, is 20th of the year, now with 58 runs batted in. Make sure to keep him away from the fire at the cooking challenge on Thursday.
Yeah, just say, hey, you're doing well.
Yeah.
You can bring some takeout with them.
Borges at least is fast enough to kind of avoid any mishaps in the kitchen. Trumbull just kind of, you know what, bring us the flour, bring us the sugar.
Yeah, and everything else is good.
Yeah. Mistura swinging at that first pitch. Comes up empty, and it's no balls and a strike. Meiser hit a fly ball to center in the first inning, walked, and was erased on the fielder's choice in the third. He's 0 for 1. This one lifted in the air to center. Bernard Span moving over to his left. He'll make the catch for the 3rd out, but the Angels get 3 runs with 1 swing of the bat. Mark Trumbull is 20th of the year, now with 58 RBIs through 4. The Angels out top 4-1. The top of the 5th inning. Irvin Santana to face 8, 9, and 1 for the Minnesota Twins here in the 5th. Delman Young popped out to Eric Ibar to end the 2nd, so he's 0 for 1. And Irvin misses upstairs. It's one thing we've seen from Irvin tonight, even though he has 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits allowed, is the fastball location a little bit off. It's up in the strike zone as Young fouls this one back. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. We saw that with that 4-pitch walk to start the game against Denard Span.
Yeah, a lot of times, especially after that type of game that Irvin had last time out, what a special night it was for him. Tough to repeat your mechanics, and he's having a tough time finding that at times. Slider, been good on occasion. He's been getting underneath a couple of them, but the reality is still pitching well. It's tough to duplicate what he did last time out with that nasty fastball.
Pretty good pitch right there, and it just misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. And he missed inside, and there's a walk.
This summer, my 13 comedies are more than hot. They're sizzling, as in barbecue sizzling. Catch all the funniest episodes of My Name is Earl, The King of Queens, How I Met Your Mother, and Seinfeld all summer long on my 13.
Well, you sold me. I'm on there.
I don't blame you. All summer long.
I mean, it's so funny you giggle when you read it. There's Nishioka, the shortstop, who lined out to Trumbo his first time up. 0 for 1. Pulls this one into right field. There's a base hit. Torrey cuts it off. Young will stop at second. And the first 2 are on here for the Twins, as Irvin attempts a shutdown inning. Nishioka looks like a guy that all he's looking for is fastball in, trying to pull it.
Lined out first at bat, now the second at bat, hit
the
hard.
2 pitches he's seen on the left side of the plate have been inside.
Well, he's already opening up the hips as he approaches the baseball, looking for the inner half and trying to drive it hard that way. You would think as the game progresses, next time you see him, if you're Irvin, you're going to throw a changeup or a slow curveball to outside corner, see if you can get him to pull off that pitch.
Denard Span at the plate. Swinging first pitch, fouls it off to the left, and it's no balls and a strike. Span with a walk and a stolen base in the first inning, lined out in the third. 0 for 1. Is Sturris in on the grass at third base? It's down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Irvin's thrown 57 pitches so far. 34 have been strikes. 3 punch outs and now 2 walks. Two balls and a strike. Just trying to battle through here. Trying to find that location, arm slot for his pitches on a consistent basis. He's not had a 1-2-3 inning. Although after the walk in the first to lead off the game, he did retire the next 3 guys. And after the leadoff double to Gdyer in the 4th, retired the next 3 guys. But the first 2 have gotten on here in the 5th. Span fouls that one. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, we've seen a 95 and a 96 mile an hour fastball tonight from Irvin. So the velocity is there. It's not necessarily location for him so far, but still plenty of time to make that adjustment. He's a guy that will be out there deep in a ball game, will throw a number of pitches to get deep into a game.
This being the 9th career start for Santana against the Minnesota Twins. His last win coming April 3rd, 2008. That was at the Metrodome. 2-2. Span, except it's just outside apparently, and it's a full count.
A pretty good spot. Bobby Wilson trying to frame that pitch. Well, that has to at least cross the outside part of the plate or into the glove. And Marquez has been calling a lot of strikes tonight, but they didn't call that one.
3-2. Span chops one towards short. Ibar's going to have to take it himself to try to get Span, and they do. Double play. Started by Ibar. Concludes with Trumbo at first. 2 outs and a man at third.
One nice job again from Eric Ibar. High chopper. Span hits that ball right on the plate, but he's in position to step on the base and make that strong throw. He's able to step on the bag, get out of the way, and use that base as leverage to be able to make a stronger throw to get Span, who runs very well down first base.
Second double play turned by the Angels tonight. Here's Trevor Plouffe, the second baseman. Takes a slider down and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Ibar made that great play on that Saturday game. It was a 3-6-2 double play. Just the instincts he has at that shortstop position, outstanding.
Just pulling off that fastball. And that's one thing we've seen today. You could tell, too, just by body language, the frustration.
Mike Butcher senses it also. And it's a different look about him.
And it's typically when you have these type of starts, it's a minor thing. There's nothing big about it. It's not one thing that's going to blow up an entire start, but it's just that one little thing. And once you find it, you can get back to being locked in and throwing more strikes.
And that's the thing. It's when you look back on baseball with Don Drysdale or Oral Hershiser, that scoreless streak they had, a lot of times after a pitcher has a shutout, and then you mix in the fact it was a no-hit shutout for Irvin, you have a tendency to, to come out of your mechanics that very next time out.
Plouffe grounds one to short. Ibar comes charging in. And the Twins get the first 2 on to start this inning and get nothing out of it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. John, we head to the bottom of the 5th. And the Angels still on top. Brian Dunsing to face 2, 3, and 4 for the Angels here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Abreu, Hunter, and Wells. Dunsing with a couple of strikeouts, 2 walks, 5 hits allowed, including the Mark Trumbo home run in the 4th inning. A 3-run shot to straightaway center field that was estimated to be 450 feet, the longest by an Angel this season here at the Big A. Bobby waving at that breaking ball, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Been up that rock pile a number of times in center field. That's a long way up there.
I think that's being. I think he's shortchanging Trumbo a little bit. One ball, 2 strikes. Abreu's 0 for 2, but did pick up an RBI in the 3rd. 42nd of the year. Dunsing getting ready to throw his 69th pitch of this ball game. The 1-2. Bobby takes a little bit high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Tigers beat Texas 6-5, so the Angels with an opportunity to pick up a game. Toronto beat Tampa Bay 3-1. Cleveland and Boston tied at 2 that game in the 8th inning. Abreu takes the breaking ball for a called strike 3, and there's the first down. Fans, AM 830 in the ESPN Zone. Anaheim have teamed up to host the Angels Cooking Challenge at Downtown Disney on Thursday at 10 a.m. Come watch and meet Peter Borges, Mark Trumbo, and other Angels raising money for the Angels Baseball Foundation. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit am830.net. Going to be one of those guest celebrity judges?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be there in spirit for you.
Okay. I don't know if they asked you to do stuff like that. Being the celebrity that you are.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's no question.
Torre 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fielder's choice. 1 ball, 1 strike on him. Just got a piece of it, trying to chase that changeup. It's 1-2.
Well, they're just living away against Torrey. That's what they've been successful doing, that against him. Changeups away, fastballs away, occasional fastball in to keep him honest.
Just got a piece of that one. Two balls, two strikes. Other scores in the American League. Baltimore beat Kansas City 8-2. The Yankees shut out the White Sox 6-0. Seattle leading Oakland 2-0 that game at the top of the fifth. I'd imagine that game in Boston was delayed at some point, right?
There's some rain again back east.
It had some rain in the Detroit area. I can't believe that we just went through those three cities and not one rain delay.
We had enough of them earlier in the season,
Yeah.
I think. That's what it was.
3-2. Torrey drives one out to deep left center field. Denard Span giving chase. This one is gone. Big fly for Torrey Hunter, makes it 5-1 Angels.
Torrey go climbing in the rock pile also tonight. Home run number 14 on the season for Torrey. Center field shot. His fourth career home run against his former teammates. Again, living away. And try to sneak something on the outer half up, but this time allowed Torrey to get his arms extended, and he stayed back this time. Didn't pull off on that pitch.
That split the cameraman up there, didn't it? Wells takes down low.
And they didn't even move.
No.
Great effort by our guys.
That's how good they are. Denise and Kurt out there. Go ahead and move. Wave. Vernon pulls this one foul. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Because if a baseball is coming up between the two of us, we're both getting out of the way.
Yeah, we're getting out of the way.
14th home run of the year for Torrey. 52nd RBI. Two balls and a strike. Wells had a base hit in the second, drew a walk in the fourth, and scored a run. 1 for 1 so far. A couple of home runs for the Angels, giving them 89 on the year.
Ooh, another good swing from Vernon. With a single, a shot in the left field, and a walk. Some good swings here tonight. Had a tough end of the road trip. Started off well in Baltimore for him. Grand slammed in the game at a 2-run home run to start the next game. But after that, struggled.
Pulls this one toward the corner, and that one is going to be a fair ball. Bounds into the seats, into Wells with a 1-out double, his second hit of the game, his 8th double of the year.
Yeah, we talked about his swing tonight. Well, he's getting his hands through that baseball inside. Well, just inside the line and jumps into the stands for a double. His 8th.
7th hit for the Halos tonight. Looks like the Twins are going to start getting some action going in their bullpen. Now he lays off, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Alex Burnett, first man up. Here comes a visit by Rick Anderson, longtime pitching coach for the Twins.
When you look at the team ERA this year for the Twins, hasn't been exactly what Rick Anderson's accustomed to. Down towards the bottom of the ERA, almost 4.5. When you look at the walk total for him, that's the big thing, big difference than we've seen in the past. They're generally a pitch to contact type of rotation, doing a lot of strikes, but they've struggled.
Their rotation has been better of late. Their bullpen's been the biggest issue for them. They have an ERA of 4.74. Starters at 4.20 and overall at 4.37. That puts them 12th in the American League. But it's been that rotation, those strong starts. I tell you what, the guy who's really surprised out of the bullpen, Glenn Perkins. He's living up mid to upper 90s coming out of the bullpen from the left side.
A little different mentality. He doesn't have to save any fastballs in the tank for later in the game. This comes right after hitters.
1 ball, no strikes on Howie Kendrick. 1 out. And the man at second base, Torrey Hunter, with a home run here, the 5th. Putting the Angels up 5-1. This one rolled over toward short. Vernon's going to advance to third. Nishioka never even looked at him. And the out is recorded at first base for the second out here in the 5th. We'll bring up Mark Trumbo with a man at third.
Open base here. You wonder if they're going to pitch to him.
Mark 1 for 2. Fly to right in the second inning. A 3-run home run in the 4th. Takes a strike. Go back to that 4th inning blast. Dunsing never even turned around.
I don't blame him. You don't want to see how far a home run is going to go after a guy squares up the baseball like that.
A change up in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Did you ever turn around when you
No.
gave up those big ones?
Nope.
No.
No.
Was it often?
I wasn't a guy who gave
You
up
were
a ton of
sinker
home runs.
baller.
Yeah, so when I gave them up, I knew they were very far.
You made it special for everyone involved.
Yes, I made sure I just looked at the umpire and said, okay, can I have the baseball, sir? There was no wall scrapers. They were long gone.
Outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Who got you the worst? It stands out head and shoulders above everyone
I
else.
still remember Frank Thomas, who was tail of tape leader, I think, for the entire season at 474.
Really?
That was
Chicago?
Yes. At that point, the new Comiskey Park.
2-1 is down low.
It was really fun to go in there and see how far that was and be reminded how far that went.
Old Comiskey? New Comiskey.
New Comiskey.
Whereabouts? Left center?
Up on the concourse at left center, yes.
Near the Minnie Minoso statue? Here's the 3-1. Trumbull lines one to right field. Kubel got a good jump on it. Will track it down for the 3rd out. The Angels tack on a run on Torrey Hunter's 14th home run of the season. 5 in the books. The Angels lead it 5-1. introducing the 2012 Fiat 500. Visit fiatusa.com to find a studio near you. And by AT&T, a network of possibilities, helping small businesses do what they do even better. AT&T, rethink possible. 2 home runs from those guys. Torres solo shot. Mark Trumbo a 3-run shot as we start the 6th inning with the Halos up 5-1. Joe Mauer to lead things off against Irvin Santana. First pitch, fastball up. 1 ball, no strikes.
And still trying to find that release point. Not necessarily getting over the front leg with his mechanics.
Two balls and no strikes. Mauer, Kadire, and Kubel for the Twins here in the 6th inning. Mauer tonight 0 for 2, a ground ball to first and a fly ball to center. 2-1.
And the bottom line right here for Irvin, you want to get that good balance over the pitching rubber. Standing tall there, but go over the front leg. He's collapsing and opening that front shoulder open just enough to throw off the fastball for him tonight. Again, you try to keep that front shoulder locked in as much as possible. Just like a hitter, when you fly open, you'll hit that ground ball. If you're a right-handed batter to short, or same thing if you're a left-handed batter. Keeping that front shoulder in as long as possible is so key to hitting your spots.
Ground ball to short. Ibar is there. 1 out. Kids on Sunday, SpongeBob and Dora the Explorer will be at the Big A when the Angels host the Mariners at 12:35. Kids will receive a SpongeBob shirt courtesy of Nickelodeon while supplies last. Purchase your tickets at the Angel Stadium ticket office or at angels.com. We'll hook you up, man.
Oh, I hope so. Is he going to be one of our guests, you think?
SpongeBob?
Yes.
Perhaps. I know how big a fan you are of mascot-looking things as Kadire takes that fastball in. No phobia for you.
No, not at all.
Kadire had a double his last time up and scored. That was in the 4th, 1 for 2 games so far. Bounces this one back up the middle, and that's his 2nd hit. So he is on board with 1 out here in the 6th inning, bringing up Kubel.
Number 16, right fielder, Jason Kubel.
Kubel tonight singled back into 2nd. Grounded out to Trumbo in the 4th. Base hit by Kadire, the 5th for Minnesota. Irvin misses down low. Kadire's got a pretty good lead over at first base. Boy, good breaking pitch there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think he took a little bit off that, more of a curveball than a slider. Real good speed, great location.
This one lined into center field. Back-to-back hits now for Minnesota. 2 on, 1 out for Jim Thome.
Well, you can see the difference on that pitch right there. A fastball. Bobby Wilson setting up one of the fastball down and away. Irvin ends up elevating that pitch middle part of the plate. And Kubel had some success against the Angel pitchers, including hitting for the cycle a couple years ago. Gets a fastball up and drives that to center field for a base hit.
Kubel's another one of those guys that has spent time on the disabled list this year for Minnesota. He's at first, Kadire at second. Here's Jim Thome. Rolled into a double play in the 2nd, grounded out, and picked up an RBI in the 4th. Breaking ball is a strike. Thome with that RBI, now 26th all time in the RBI category, 1,653. He's a guy that will take walks too.
I mean, the batting average certainly not necessarily high for him, but on base percentage has always been high for Jim Thome. He's a guy that will work the walk, bring you an inner half of the plate. That's where he wants to drive the ball.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
He is susceptible to fastballs up and in, though. But you got to make sure if you're going inside, you better get up and in and off the plate.
2 walks shy from tying Mellott, 8th all time.
This passes some great names.
1-2 pitch. This one cued foul. Kadaya with a 1-out base hit up the middle. Kubel followed down with a base hit into center. As Thome lifts it foul and out of play. The count remains at 1-2. Just like the Angels are scoreboard watching. They've seen Texas lose. Minnesota needing a victory today to remain 7 back in the American League Central. Thome went around on that breaking pitch. Down he goes for out number 2. The Tigers at the start of the day with 2-game lead in the Central over Cleveland. Chicago, the White Sox 4.5 back, at Minnesota 7 back.
A nasty slider, those disappearing sliders for Urban. 4th punch out of the game for Urban. A lot of ground ball outs again tonight for Urban. Last 3 games. You know, he's always been known as a strikeout fly ball pitcher. He's been getting a number of ground balls.
Check swing, he went around, says Ed Hickox. And that is amazing considering the fact we've talked a number of times tonight how much he's elevated his fastball. Has not been really down in the strike zone.
And he's been able to get key ground ball outs when need be. Expand into a double play. Jim Thome's hitting a double play. Well, and also at times tonight, that slider's been unhittable.
He's ahead of the count on Danny Valencia at 0-2. Valencia had a base hit in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. The 0-2 is down and away. Did you ever get tempted on a guy that you've just fooled for 2 straight pitches on slide pieces to try to go fastball on the outside corner?
It's a good pitch right then, and I thought
off the plate,
because you're going to, as a hitter, you're up there to try to protect, and if it's a good fastball, especially like Urban, you're not going to be able to make contact with that pitch.
There's that fastball, 2-2.
Good spot. Now that was a perfect spot, 0-2. Okay, now you've got that plane you've already established. Now you can go right back with a slider. That didn't miss by a lot, and it makes the hitter think, well, I got to be out there to try to protect, and hopefully Urban's able to snap this slider off.
Got him swinging on the slider. Down goes Valencia. Back-to-back punch outs for Urban Santana. We head to the bottom of the 6th. The Angels still on top. sixth inning. I want to remind you that on Thursday, the Angels wrap up their series against the Twins, and fans will receive a skater hat courtesy of Chronic Tacos while supplies last. Purchase your tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or by logging on to angels.com. You like that hat, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, Roger Lodge was sporting that hat when he came in here in the second inning. That was a nice-looking hat.
Here at the bottom of the sixth inning, it's the bottom third of the order for the Angels. Eric Aybar, Peter Bourjos, Bobby Wilson. It's Brian Dunsing, who has 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. He's given up 7 hits, 2 of which have left the building. Breaking pitch is in there for a strike. Aybar's been a little fooled with Dunsing so far. 0 for 2, a fielder's choice in the second. A lazy fly ball to right in the fourth. That'll leave it to count of 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's either throwing slow breaking pitches or change-ups to Aybar, trying to get him out in front. Now they'll time the fastball. Now they're going to go fastball. That's a sign he wanted to sink the fastball.
Lifted in the air to right. Kubel moving over a couple of steps. 1 out. That'll bring up Peter Bourjos. Bourjos 1 for 2. Doubled and scored as a leadoff man of the third. All 3 night games here in this series against Minnesota. Scott Baker going for the Twins tomorrow, and he's had a good season. As Bourjos lines one to right field. There's a 1-out base hit, his second hit of the game. Pinheiro will face Baker tomorrow night. And then on Thursday, Francisco Liriano against Tyler Chatwood.
Only 2 pitchers that had no hitters so far this season. Liriano early in the season threw a no-hitter, and of course Irvin Santana tonight. We get back to Pinheiro. This got to get back to the confidence in that sinking fastball. He's given up a number of hits, but he has that ability once he starts getting the confidence going again of getting ground ball out after ground ball out.
Couple of throws over there to keep Bourjos honest, especially with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Mauer's going out. Burnett was up and loosening last inning. Looks like they got a couple of guys up and warming up now. Maharis, the left-hander. Burnett, the right-hander. Bourjos with 14 stolen bases on the year. Been caught 4 times. Bobby Wilson with a sacrifice bunt in the third, a double. In the 4th inning, he was stranded at second base. 4th double of the year. And he's got a 1 ball, 1 strike count. We lost all the talk last week of the no-hitter. Or so it seemed was the job that Bobby Wilson did in calling that game in Cleveland.
I mean, trust me, catchers feel so good to be part of something like that. Because this from the get-go, the preparation before the game, you go over the hitters and what their weaknesses are, their strengths. And you incorporate that game plan into that first pitch to start the game and all the way through to the end. And, of course, Irvin was fantastic with that no-hitter, 10 punch-outs. And he gave a lot of the credit to Bobby Wilson, what he did behind the plate.
2-1 pitch. Bourjos goes. This one lined out to right. Kubel will make the catch. He'll flip it over to first base, and they will double up Bourjos. That will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on. 6 in the books. It is still 5-1 Angels. Up by the score of 5-1. Ervin Santana, 85 pitches thrown by him tonight. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 6 hits allowed. Facing 8-9-1 for the Twins here. Young, Nishioka, and Span. First pitch is in there for a strike. Delman's 0 for 1. He popped out to Ibar the second, drew a walk leading off the 5th as he swings through that slider. 0-2 count. Down year for Delman Young after hitting .298 last year for Minnesota. 21 home runs as he gets this one off the end of the bat down to left field. And there's the first down. Drove in 112 last year for Minnesota. They certainly have missed that production this year.
Let me get hurt for a while too. He got his ankle cupped towards the wall, the target field.
I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, and it's not just about talking to fellow broadcasters and stuff like that. The Twins, for a good chunk of the season, have played with a AAA roster. I mean, a minor league roster with all the injuries that they've had. And yet, even though they're 8 games under 500, it just seems like with the Twins, they're never out of it. They play good fundamental baseball. They typically get good pitching. They are pitch to contact type of team. We're looking at the American League Manager of the Year last year for Minnesota, and still, even though 8 games under 500, still in play, although an uphill battle with 2 months to go, but still in play in the American League Central.
And they got Justin Morneau, who may be back before too long. But that's the reason why Gardenhire is such a good manager. He's a player's manager. He expects a lot out of these guys, and we've seen him a number of times even in Target Field where he had him out early working on things, whether it's fielding your position as a pitcher.
Nishioka goes around on a check swing. Brian Honora rings him up, 2 outs.
Or situational type hitting. He has these guys out working every day.
Number 2, center fielder, Denard Span.
Well, you mentioned Justin Morneau out because he had a little bone chip in his neck, had to have that removed. It was causing some tingling in his left arm. But the Twins have been without Mauer and Morneau in the lineup for an extended period of time. Span grounds this one to short. And there's Irvin's first 1-2-3 innings. As a matter of fact, it's been a total of 9 games over the last year that Morneau and Mauer have appeared in the same lineup. That's tough, but The Angels with a 5-1 lead. New pitcher on the mound. It is Southern California native Alex Burnett taking over from Brian Dunsing. Burnett, 2-5 record, is 6.09 ERA. Electric arm, but sometimes can be erratic.
Yeah, command has been an issue for him. He does have a real good fastball, mid-90s, good slider. Speaking of sliders, got to go in good curveball, changeup also.
And why wouldn't there be a banana with leopards at the Big A?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a cool enough night. You need that.
Yep. The Angels sending up 1, 2, and 3. Oh, man.
That's good to be home.
Is that Tony the Tiger costumes? It's a good look, man.
Yes, it is. There's no question.
Looking at the guy in the yellow saying, I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe tonight.
Yeah.
One ball, one strike on Meister Sturis. Grounds this one to short. Ishioka has it. There's one out. Sturis 0 for 3 with a walk. They'll bring up Bobby Abreu. Abreu is 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. As a matter of fact, Abreu had 2 of the 3 strikeouts that Dunsing picked up in his 6 innings. 2 walks, 5 runs, all earned on 7 hits, 2 home runs allowed by the left-hander. Abreu did pick up an RBI, his 42nd. That was in the 3rd on a ground out. Fastball is in there. Burnett out of Ocean View High School in Huntington Beach. 12th round pick in 2005. Makes his home in Westminster. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike. The Angels with a solo run in the 3rd, a 3-run shot by Mark Trumbo in the 4th, and a solo home run by Torrey Hunter in the 5th. Total up there 5 runs. The Twins got a leadoff double by Kadire, and then a 1-out ground out by Jim Thome for their lone run. Strike, and it's 2-2. Bobby didn't like that call.
Burnett came in that game that time when the Angels came back after being down 5-0 late. Scott Baker pitched a great 7 innings. Part of the reason when the Angels were able to come back and win that ball game late like they did. Again, it came down to not throwing strikes.
Another 2-2 on its way. Bobby pulls it foul just wide of the bag at first. I said 7 hits for Dunsing allowed, is actually 8. Bobby fouls this one off. The count remains at 2-2. Torrey Hunter on deck. Nice job by Irvin Santana at the top of the inning to record his first 1-2-3 frame. He's retired now 5 in a row since giving up the back-to-back hits to Kadire and Kubel in the 6th inning. Breaking pitch, lays off of it. Not that he didn't think about pulling the trigger on it. Full count.
Yeah, because the speed of that pitch was elevated enough where you just see that as a hitter and you want to crush it.
Three-two fouled off. Staying away from him with that fastball. $37,565 in the house. Another good crowd. First game back from that 10-game road trip. Bobby drives this one out to center. Span moving back on it. Still going back there. Ball just kept carrying out there, and there's out number 2. I mean, he hit it well, but I didn't think, you typically at night here the ball tends to kind of die, but that ball just continued to carry.
That's a good sign, too, for Bobby. Again, so it was some good swings during this past road trip, but not consistently hitting the ball well. Hit that ball very well to left center field. We're not challenging with a fastball. Boy, he squared that up very well, and it just kept carrying back and Span at the wall makes the play.
Torrey takes that pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Torrey tonight 1 for 3. 14th home run of the year. That came in the 5th. Go back to that 5th inning home run with 1 out.
And they've been living on the outer half of the plate against Torrey all night long. But this time the fastball located on the outer half, but up enough for him. And Torrey did not pull off that pitch and squared it up and hit it out to center field.
A breaking pitch. It's cued off the end of the bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Twins in the top of the 8th inning will have 2, 3, and 4 due up. Kloof, Bauer, and Kadire against Irvin. Santana's thrown 93 pitches so far. Fastball pulled down the line. It is hooking, and it is foul.
I think the interesting thing with Irvin Santana tonight, it's not really the number of pitches thrown. Those first 75, 80 pitches, though, were tough for him.
Yeah.
He's in cruise control now. And obviously the bullpen will probably be getting up when he takes the mound here in the top of the 8th.
Torrey takes a fastball down the middle for a called strike 3. 7 complete. The Angels still on top 5-1. Game summary.
Boy, the big fly tonight so far for the Halos have given this 5-1 lead. Mark Trumbo, a 3-run home run, his 20th of the season. Torrey Hunter mixing a home run in the 5th, his 14th. And Ervin Santana, coming off that no-hit game in Cleveland, has been very solid once again. 6 punch-outs in 7 innings, just 1 earned run allowed.
Facing Trevor Plouffe here leading off the 8th inning, delivers a strike. Plouffe, Mauer, Kadire, the scheduled 3. Good numbers for Ervin last 7 games. Plouffe bounces this one over to second base. Now he's got it. 1 out. In case you missed it, there it is.
But when you think about it, that amount of innings pitched and have an ERA at 1.71. He's been on some type of roll here. And Irving, when you look at his overall stuff, you can make an argument as far as fastball, slider, curveball, changeup combination. He's at the elite status here in the American League as far as stuff. Now, being consistent is what you look for out of Irvin. He certainly has in his last 7 starts.
Pretty good breaking pitch there, missed down and in. Mauer 0 for 3, ground ball to first, fly ball to center, and a ground ball to short. The count even at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Wonder what he's doing there.
I don't know.
I think he tried to get the wave going, but it was declined.
Yeah. This one fouled out of play. The count goes to 1-2. This one line to center field, and that is going to go for a base hit. Mauer with a 1-2 count. Takes the breaking ball and lines it into center. A 1-out knock here in the 8th inning. Fans, take the Angels with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Angels game live or on demand on your computer as well as your favorite devices. Visit Angels.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. There's Michael Kadire. 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Takes a strike. 100th pitch thrown by Santana tonight as Scott Downs begins to loosen in the pen. Lifted in the air to center. Playable for Borges. Now it looks like he wants a tag from first, and he will stop as the throw comes in. Good throw, too, from Borges. 2 outs.
Good decision by Mauer not to go. Borges made some great plays defensively on this last road trip. Definitely a run saver in that position in center field.
Trumbo playing behind Mauer now with Kubel at the plate and a 4-run lead here in the 8th. Fastball is in for a strike. Kubel also with a couple of hits tonight. As a matter of fact, Kadire and Kubel have combined for 4 of the 7 Twins hits. Little dribbler found. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Another terrific outing for Santana. Just showed you those numbers after the last 7 games. He's picked up 3 victories in line for his 4th over that stretch. As Kubel pops this one up on the infield. Ibar drifting out now into the outfield grass. Will make the catch and put it away, and that should end the night for Santana. At least we believe so. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, and the Angels still on top. 5-1. A new pitcher's come on for the Minnesota Twins as Matt Capps will get some work in here in the 8th inning. Takes over for Alex Burnett, who went 1 inning and struck out a man. Capps on the year, well, quite honestly, he's been okay.
He's a strike thrower. He doesn't overpower you. He has a decent fastball. Uprated is a low 90s. Good slider. Again, he's in that position. He's closed some games this year for him.
Yep.
But doesn't have overpowering stuff. Better suited for that setup role. 8th inning guy. Very good as far as pitching to contact and making you hit the ball on the ground when he stays down in the strike zone.
15 saves for the right-hander. He had 16 for the Twins after he got picked up in a trade with the Washington Nationals last year. Had a 2 ERA, 27 games down the stretch for him. Facing Vernon Wells in the breaking pitch. Backs up on him, and it's inside for ball 1. Garnett tonight 2 hits, a single and a double. He's also walked and scored a run. Two balls and no strikes. Irvin still in the dugout, perhaps coming back out. We'll see if you really need to or want to do that. Nobody loosening right now, although Downs was starting to stretch out.
We've seen that a number of games where Irvin fought his release point early in the game, and all of a sudden it's come back. For 104 pitches so far. Again, Irvin's a guy that's, you can pencil him in 120 to 125 pitches and still be effective with that stuff. A good adjustment. A lot of credit goes to Mike Butcher. He ran out to him at one point and got him back into his mechanical delivery to be able to work down in the strike zone, get that slider going once again. Of course, establish his fastball again.
Irvin looking for his 7th win of the season. 3-2. This one chopped to short. So with 1 out, nobody on, that'll bring up Howie Kendrick. Howie 1 for 3 tonight with a double and a run scored in the 4th. His 25th double of the year.
And so often we talked about Dan Herron and Jerry Weaver, 1-2 punch as far as this rotation. And you mix in the way Irvin Santana is thrown. I don't know if you can find a better 3 pitchers on a staff going right now.
Howie takes a strike. I can't. Clay Buchholz getting hurt, possibly out for the rest of the year for the Red Sox. Certainly hurts their rotation. That pitch down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, the Phillies and they have a solid rotation themselves. When you talk about 3 swing and miss pitchers that they have in the staff, the Angels, with Weaver, Herron, and Santana.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. Well, we just had the world's largest moth fly in here. Unbelievable.
Could have been Mothra.
I've never seen you jump more than I.
Yeah. Do you blame me?
Here's the 1-2. Now he fouls it off to the right. His count remains at 1-2. The Angels still with the top pitching staff ERA-wise in the American League. 3.36 coming into this one. The Bananas phoning in for a pizza.
Yes.
On the way home. Hungry. Here's a 1-2. Chopper back up the middle. Nishioka to his left. Has it. 2 outs. Mark Trumbo will step up with 2 outs. We'll take a look at our Lexus play of the game.
Boy, Mark Trumbo behind in the count. Dunsing tries to go upstairs. Mauer set the target up. He hit the target. But Mark Trumbo loves that fastball up. 3-run home run, his 20th of the season, giving him 58 RBI also.
Six in a row retired by Twins pitching here as Trumbo takes the slider down and away. Mark's one and only hit, that 3-run home run, his 20th of the year, now with 58 runs batted in. Breaking pitch caught the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, when you look at the numbers right now for Mark Trumbo, what he has done for the club, not only on the defensive side, but what he's done on the power run production side. You think in terms of 20 home runs for the entire season, you would be very thankful for that. Here we are this August 2nd, 20 home runs, 58 RBI. Club is so much better because of the production Mark Trumbo has put forth. Picking up the slack for Kendrys Morales being out for the entire season. And he's hit some of the most majestic home runs we've seen all year.
Yep.
That one in Target Field. And, of course, the one tonight, 450. Which I still think was maybe about 475, but 450's still pretty far.
Yeah. Still with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Mark, the 6th Angel rookie to hit 20 or more home runs in a season. Tim Salmon, the leader with 31. Got a shot.
Yes, he does.
Count even now 2-2. Jordan Walden's up and loosening now the pen. Just got up as that second out was recorded. And a full count. Eric Ibar on deck. 2 outs here in the 8th. The Twins in the 9th have Thome, Valencia, and Young due up. 3-2 chopper on the left side. Valencia has it. Low throw dug out by Kadire. Nice play by the first baseman for Minnesota as the Angels go down in order. We head to the 9th. Irvin Santana's coming back out with the Angels up 5-1. Find out more about AT&T U-verse. It's TV like you've never seen before at AT&T.com. AT&T Rethink Possible. And by Lexus dealers, the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event with impressive values on the most popular Lexus models. Now through September the 6th. See your Lexus dealer. Angels up 5-1 here at the top of the 9th inning. Ervin Santana back out there. 105th pitch of the night is a strike to the leadoff man, Jim Thome. Thome, Valencia, and Young here in the 9th inning. 0-2. 6 punch outs for Santana, 2 walks, 7 total hits. One and 2. Thome's 0 for 3. 2 ground ball outs and a strikeout. Did pick up an RBI. And Thome lines one into right center field, a base hit. Even with the overshift on, Borges gets over there, cuts it off. Leadoff man is on board for Minnesota. Brings up Valencia. They're going to get a pinch runner at first base for Thome.
Your attention, please, running at first base, number 18.
Jason Repko.
Jason Repko. Batter number 19, third baseman, Danny Valencia.
Valencia, the third baseman, 1 for 3. Had a base hit in the second. The other 2 times up, he has struck out via the slider. Repko with good speed over at first, and the fastball is just up and in for ball 1. Still good velocity for Ervin.
And still some good movement on that pitch also. Valencia's had a tough time dealing with that slider from Ervin tonight.
2 balls and no strikes. Walden's ready to go in the bullpen if necessary. Three 3-0. And it might be necessary.
And I think this would be the last batter for Ervin if he walks Valencia here. Trying to get back in the count, though. A fastball, middle of the plate will be taken here.
3-1.
And mindset is for Ervin, fastball away right now. See if you can get a ground ball.
Valencia pops this one up. Left side is Sturis coming on. 1 out. Boy, get helped out there on a 3-1 pitch.
That's when you know you have good stuff still late in the game. 3-1, fastball count, and you still get the hitter to pop it up.
There's Dalman Young, the left fielder. He's popped out, walked, and hit a fly ball to left. 0 for 2. Repko, the pinch runner, over at first. 1 ball, no strikes. The Twins have picked up a run on 8 hits. They've left 7 men on base. They've struggled with men in scoring position tonight, 0 for 9. Ervin's made some quality pitches as Young takes that one up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. The Halos with 5 runs on 8 hits. Trumbo's 20th home run, a 3-run shot in the 4th. Snapped a 1-1 tie. Then Torrey picking up his 14th of the year. Solo shot with 1 out in the 5th. 2-1. Two and 2 now. Going back to the fastball at 92.
Well, you wonder if you take a shot at that, throwing a slider right now. After coming back in the count, even up at 2.
Nishioka is the guy that is on deck. Repko over at first. 2-2 to Young. Breaking ball, missing low. Full count.
We tried the slider. A little bit out of the strike zone.
Irvin down to 118 pitches, coming off that 105 pitch performance Wednesday. That no hitter.
Try to go fastball away. Maybe get a ground ball and finish it up.
Fouled straight back.
He was on that fastball though.
And unlike that Wednesday performance when he had the no hitter, we have not seen that 95, 96 mile per hour fastball. Living in the low 90s.
And go right back out with the fastball.
Another 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Young. 2 outs.
Hey, you ask and you shall receive,
That's
Victor.
it.
That was at 95. Went up the ladder a little bit with that fastball. Boy, upstairs, an unhittable pitch.
Rob Piccolo, the bench coach, is out. Seeing that fastball blown right by Delman Young. Pete serving as the interim skipper tonight. Mike Scioscia serving his 1-game suspension after the fallout from Sunday's game against the Tigers. Santana trying to lock up his 7th victory of the season. He's looking for his 12th career complete game and his 3rd this season. Nishioka at the plate, swings first pitch, bounces it to short. Ibar will touch second. Light that baby up as the Angels take game 1 against the Twins by the final of 5-1.
Boy, is Irvin Santana on a roll. His last 8 starts having that ERA below 1.7. Again, as the game progressed, a little bit better with his fastball. Slider very good tonight. Of course, the home run power provided that lead. Mark Trumbo, 3-run home run. Torrey Hunter with a solo shot. Trumbo's big 3-run home run to dead center field gave Irvin Santana all the help he needed in getting another complete game, his 3rd of the season, backing it up that no-hitter with a complete game gem tonight.
Irvin Santana picks up his 7th win, and most importantly is the fact that the Angels pick up the game in the West with Texas losing. The Halos now a game back in the American League West. Angels win it 5-1. Be sure to stick around. Angels Live is coming up next with Lindsay Soto and Jose Mota. Might even have an interview with Irvin Santana.